What's going on, everyone? My name is Nicholas Merton here at DataDash, and today is January 3rd of, wait for it, 2022. Okay, doesn't have as good of a ring as 2021, but I digress. I hope you guys have had a great start to the new year. It feels good to be back here at the start of the new year, and I want to spend some time to dive into why I believe we are on the cusp of a major breakout in altcoins. As we've been continually pressing this idea that altcoin dominance is pressing higher and higher, we are seeing some signaled strength in Ethereum and a key sector that we think is going to really lead the initial stages of the altcoin cycle. So we'll talk about that as we go through the video, but a lot of exciting things ahead that I think you guys need to know about. So without further ado, let's go ahead and dive straight into the conversation. Now, to start off here, I want to focus in on the strength we've been seeing in Ethereum, the second largest cryptocurrency in the market, because this is going to play a big role on seeing that liquidity shift from Bitcoin to the altcoin sector, right? Ethereum being the largest crypto, excluding Bitcoin, it's one that we need to watch and is going to be one of the deterministic factors that's going to drive market dominance higher. What's really interesting here is that December, even though we did have a pullback here from the mid part of the month to the close, we pretty much have sat neutral here around the May highs from the previous cycle peak back around 65K back in May, right? Now, this is a really important thing to consider here, the fact that Bitcoin is still rolling over in dollar terms, whereas the altcoin market usually would be panicking and be selling off worse than Bitcoin. We're still pressing up against these highs, and it looks like we're very clearly through the midpoint line here between previous highs and support lows, right? As well as the line of resistance here throughout this cycle since back in 2019 being turned into resistance. We've been wedging inward here, and it looks like we're setting up for a major breakout higher. And we can see this manifesting within altcoin dominance, right? So you guys know I've hit on this point a decent amount here. But again, as we continue to focus on dominance rising, it's important to get a good visualization of what it looks like when we take a look at the dollar pairs, right? When we take a look at the dollar pair for Ethereum and Bitcoin, you can clearly see the difference in momentum here, right? Now, of course, you're going to see a lower percentage decline for Ethereum from the recent all-time highs to the relative lows here, around 26%, right? We're technically, after the recovery here, only down about 20% for Ethereum. Whereas if we take a look, and actually I've got the chart up here, if we got Bitcoin, right? We can see here very clearly from the relative highs, we came all the way down here to 33.89%, and we've only recovered up here towards around 31.7%. This is, again, a major anomaly from what we usually see in the market cycles. We usually see that altcoins will sell off worse than Bitcoin, right? Especially when markets pull back, and vice versa. When markets move higher, usually altcoins will outpace Bitcoin, right? So as you have more gains given in the cycle, you have more to give when the market corrects. That's the general kind of mental facade that many of us think about when it comes to investing in the space. But it's important to understand that there can be anomalies sometimes. Now, if you guys are interested in learning about why that is and historically how we've seen this before, right? It's important you guys know that we've got the Dash report we just dropped as of recent. We just dropped this month's newest edition, and you guys can find a link down below in the description if you guys want to subscribe to it. But we talk about a variety of different plays in the market that we're keeping an eye on as well. You guys can see my percentage portfolio allocation. There's all kinds of really great resources you guys can get access to for the Dash report. And if you sign up on an annualized basis, you get a good discount as well. So let's go ahead and talk, though, as we're estimating here that Bitcoin could be seeing either more stagnation or pullback, whereas a lot of that valuation decline and liquidity is circulating not out of the market, but more specifically into the altcoin sector. What are some of the plays we could see making big moves? One of the sectors that I'm really bullish on here going on into the new year, similar to the last major rally at the beginning of last year, is the DeFi sector. I think with the advent of layer 2 scaling solutions, I think with the improvements that these protocols have made and the excitement going into the following months for ETH 2.0, I think DeFi has got a good chance here of being a leader play in the market. And we can already see here a lot of signaled strength here in a time where Bitcoin has been pulling back. One of the plays here that we've been big on is Uni. Right, Uni's basically recovered back to where it was against Bitcoin back here in October of 2021, and with its descending line of resistance, median range of support here, we can see that we not only found support at a very critical level here, previous support in the past, resistance back here, but it started to coil up here towards the resistance point and looks like it's ready to really pop out higher and start to reclaim against some of these losses and continue moving higher. Right? Now, outside of Uni in this case, which is already up about 34-35% here just in the past couple of days, right? Really over the last week or two. What's really exciting is if we take a look at AAVE as well. AAVE has been making some serious moves, up about 70% here over the past couple of weeks. Right? We can see we've come up here from around about 346,000 Satoshis, now pressing up close towards around 600,000 Satoshis, around 580,000 at the moment. Really nice, solid move here, right? Some pretty big breakouts against Bitcoin, bringing it back to levels again, not seen since as early as October of 2021, right? Making up months of losses here. This is kind of the early sign of a further breakout to come for the general sector. And I gotta be honest, there's a lot of different altcoin plays out there, some of them beating these kind of returns. But if you're looking on a general sector analysis, or if you just simply look at coin market cap and you go down and see which plays have been doing good over the last 7 days, over the last 30 days, you're going to find a lot of DeFi plays leading the herd out of most general sectors. And that's a really interesting thing to see, right? That there's sectional or sector-based rotations in the market, not just on a macro scale from Bitcoin to altcoins, but also from various sectors. We know back a couple months ago, NFTs were all the hype. The metaverse, play to earn space has been more of the recent hype, right? Now we might be seeing some of that focus coming back towards some of the more established sectors like DeFi that have billions upon billions of dollars in TVL, millions of users across the world, right, etc. There's all types of different things that could get us really excited for DeFi here going into the next coming months, not to mention all the network upgrades. And I think it's showcasing in price here. I don't want to be biased and say, oh, I like DeFi and therefore it's going up. No, we're seeing in the momentum of price here, especially the bounce coming off strong off these key trend lines here for a lot of these major plays. And I think that there's a lot of other ones. There's Year in Finance, all kinds of different plays out there that are going to probably benefit from this rebound. But the key point is this, coming back to altcoin dominance, right? We can turn off our drawings here. I want you guys to look at this chart, right? Forget all the TA, forget all the drawings that we've done. Does this look bearish at all? To me, it looks incredibly exciting. We're pressing right up against that resistance. We're coiled in there. At the moment, I think we get a substantial 0.5% move above this level to set a new relative highs, the likes which we haven't seen since as far back as April 2018. I think you're in for something really exciting. A rally that will not only continue climbing higher, but will break past the previous highs back here in January of 2018. And because of that, and as we are stepping into the new year, I want to let you all know that I am starting to work on a new altcoin video. Now, one thing that I'm debating a bit about, and maybe I'd like to hear from you guys in the comments down below, is whether or not I should do just an annual 10 picks of altcoins that I'm watching for the going year. But at the same time, I was also thinking perhaps if you guys would want me to keep things a bit more brief and on a quarterly basis, so I can make more shorter videos in this case where I talk about my top 3 or 5 picks going into Q1 of 2022. And Q2 and Q3 and Q4, so that you'll not only get more frequent updates on the key plays that I'm watching, but outside of that as well, it would be probably more relevant to the trends. I think that's the growing reality of crypto, is that things are moving so quick and there's new trends and sectors popping up that you just can't know about as you go into the later half of the annual year. So whatever you guys think I should do, please leave a comment down below. I'd love to hear from your feedback. And one big thing to note is if you're at this point in the video and you really enjoy the content we put out here on the channel, I always like to emphasize that a lot of you are subscribed to the channel, and that's phenomenal. But if you haven't already, definitely hit the bell icon. Only about 20% of you who watch the channel have hit the bell icon, which means that sometimes you might be missing uploads. So if you're really excited for these altcoin videos to drop, where I'm going to be talking about my plays for the year, make sure to smash that bell icon. It means so much to me, guys, because I get to make content for you guys and really get to share my thoughts with you all. Whether or not you take them with a grain of salt, which I highly recommend, as you should do with all opinions, I think it could be a great source of content for you and your education and your crypto journey. So Anyways, guys, that's it for today's video. Again, if you guys are interested in checking out the dashboard, link down below in the description. But the biggest focus point here is this. We've got a lot of opportunity coming in to 2022. The big thing we need to focus on is not only taking our rotation from Bitcoin to altcoins, but thinking about what sectors are really going to lead the way. And I think even though DeFi's had a pretty brutal half of 2021, behind the immense rally it had in the early stages of 2021, I think in 2022, it's set to make a serious comeback. We'll see if that happens. But I digress, guys. Thank you all so much for watching, and I'll see you all in the next video. Take care, everyone.